first drive.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. And the finisher came on a terrific 24-yard run to the house. Kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Coming out with it, it's Johnson. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Adjusting the pattern. The give to the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
They'll keep it on the ground. He's past the 30. Out to the 35-yard line and a little extra breathing room with that 15-yard pickup. Fresh off its best season since the Pony Express era, Rhett Lashley really had SMU humming, but they lost the ACC championship game, got beat in the playoff, and now to see how they'll respond.
Finish. That's been the thing that they've talked about all off season. They're going to try to carry into this year. Obviously, you take one game at a time. You've got to finish games. You've got to finish seasons. If they do that, David, they think they can have a very special season.
No doubt, and I think finding their guy last year in Kevin Jennings, he didn't start the season. For game 3, he entered. So now knowing he's your dude, all that promise, all that ability with Rhett Lashley in this offense, they've got to continue to score a bunch of points and perform at a high level.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? The play action fake. Buying some time. On the move to the right and looking for a big one. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
Back to throw, it's Jennings. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down.
And I know it wasn't successful there, but you can go back to last week. Like, they're going to throw this man the football. They find creative ways to get him the ball. Really good coaches get their playmakers the ball in space, and that's what I like about this offense. I bet they come back to him and find a way to throw him the football some more.
Quarterback making adjustments. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. They're throwing for it on fourth down. Picked off. Got some room to run. Able to stay on his feet and get the ball to the 21-yard line.
What a great job by the defense that time. Cover one, man coverage. And did you see how everybody was impressed? When you press receivers, you disrupt their timing. You get your hands on them at the line of scrimmage. You jam them. And it completely disrupts the quarterback and his thought process. And that time, that was a big reason that ball got INT.
The give to the back. Hard running there.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Send the tight end in motion. Second down, he'll throw it. On the run, still looking. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
check in game one, but you're not going to hold him in check for long. And right out the gates, getting a sack in the second ball game, that will not be his last sack of the season. This dude is a ball player.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Looking for a man. It's Aller. Gets it out fast. He gets it all the way down inside the 10. It'll be first and goal from the 8.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on second and goal. Looks as if the defense was a little too eager there, got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Now on second and goal. Tries again to get it in. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line. Goal to go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to...
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive.
How about the athletic ability by the big fella? You know, you got those big linebackers in there used to taking on fullbacks and offensive linemen the whole game. He understands for passing situations. I'm getting drops. I'm getting deep in my drops, playing the quarterback's eyes, breaking on the football, making the INT. What an athlete.
Back to pass, it's Jennings. Using the quick game. Excellent job rallying to the ball, and they knock him down. And the Mustangs in the hurry-up.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Pull it on the read. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. And a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. They'll run play action. Fires on the move. Got him downfield. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. Last season, Kevin Jennings took over as the SMU quarterback, and they went 11-1 before stumbling in the ACC championship game and in the college football playoff. What does he need to focus on in terms of improvement?
Just avoiding the turnovers, Reese. If Kevin Jennings does that, and this offense is virtually unstoppable because of his ability to extend plays and create his accuracy throwing vertically down the field. SMU has everything they need. Brett Lashley is going to have a lot of fun calling plays. If this guy takes that next step, watch out. This is a team vying for the college football playoff.
Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option.
Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. A return there would have just been icing on the cake. They'll just have to settle for the cake at the 23.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making. From
the gun, the running back looking for room. And the defense defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
I think if you're the coaching staff, you have to like what you've seen from this guy so far in the game. He's pumped out some really nice runs. Obviously, he's already scored a touchdown. Really nice run there as well. And for me, I would keep thinking about creative way.
Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. He was looking for running room, but they get him down at the 28, and now they are set up.
And another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the #1 job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got to take what...
And he throws another interception, his third of the night.
I'll tell you something. In college football, you're lucky if you get 2 interceptions in a season. This guy now has 2 interceptions. In the first half of this game, he's been reading the quarterback's eyes, and he has been everywhere, an absolute ball.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, not a great run there, but I think what the coaching staff is trying to do is they're trying to help out their quarterback. He's thrown interceptions on each of his last 2 drives. The best way to try to settle him down is to get the running game established. But I think that...
Ernie on the Jets. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
Man, they have got a weapon in this offense right there at running back. This dude is tremendous. You think about Franco Harris, you think about Kajana Carter, Curtis Enos, Saquon Barkley, time and time again. Penn State running backs wearing defenses down. This guy is a problem, and this defense better find a way to slow him down.
Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Power football with the run. He stopped for no gain again. Back-to-back runs, and they have nothing to show for it except facing a 3rd and long. Trying to pick up a first down. To the air. It's Allard. Rushes on him. Throwing, looking right. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Grab behind the line. It's Johnson. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. He wants to change this route. Back to pass on 2nd down. Here comes the heat. He gets rid of it, but I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, here comes the flag. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, back up inside their 20. They'll send the back in motion. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Catch in the middle, it's Johnson. He cannot get there. It'll be 4th down. I know you want to keep the ball away from the other offense, but going for it inside your own 40? On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Still looking, on the move. Converts on 4th down, still going. And he was loose and out the gate and doesn't go down until he gets to the 48-yard line.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that fourth down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
Things just not going as easy for this guy as they did his last game out. Last time he completed over 70% of his throws. This week, though, defense taking some throws away. They've made some plays. He just hasn't been quite spot on with his accuracy. He's going to have to play better.
Looking to throw, it's Jennings. Showing the arm straight down the left side.
I think sometimes as a quarterback, when your offense is struggling, you don't have any points up on the board yet here at the end of the first half. You're just trying to take a shot to see if your guy can make a play. And that time, he thought he had the matchup he wanted, but he has just not been able to ever find a rhythm. And this defense is making it really hard on him, forcing that one to fall incomplete.
Looking to throw again. Scrambling away. It's caught downfield. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play.
If I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Movement on the offense, and they'll lose 5 yards on the penalty. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The Mustangs started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Goes to the option. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. So now it's second and long. Play fake. Looking to buy time. And the pressure gets home. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page.
Well, this defense knew coming into this game, playing one of the fastest quarterbacks in the country, they were going to have to find a way to get him off rhythm. They're going to have to be careful doing it because of that speed, but that is huge for their confidence. They get their first sack of the game here in the first half, and you can all of a sudden see the body language on this defense. It has changed.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, no secret what he needs here. He throws one to the left. Got it! Run out of bounds just before he could get it into the end zone, and now they're set up first and goal. And the Mustangs want to pick up the tempo. QB draw. And this was just a low man wins battle right on the doorstep of the goal line, and the defense comes up with the stop. And the D deny them on second and goal. They'll run the quarterback sneak. Sneak gets it done.
And this offense really struggled in the first half, but how about taking the last possession down the field, punching 6 on the board with a chance to tie this football game up. Low scoring, but nice job finishing this half with a touchdown.
And right down the middle. And after the extra point was good, it's even Steven here in the second quarter. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. how aggressive they are on this drive. To the air, it's Aller. Throws to the tight end. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often in this game. They've gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting to throw going his way. They put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Throws to the wideout. And he left that one short, trying to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose.
I think a big reason this offense is struggling right now, why they're trailing on the scoreboard, is they have not been able to protect this guy, and it's affected him. He has not looked very accurate. Moving forward, the pass pro has got to be better to help this guy out.
They come to the line, facing 3rd and long from the 25. He's going to throw deep right side. Caught at the 25. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a 1st down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Penn State!
These close games a lot of times come down to who executes late in the ball game. That was a late game situation. Nice execution, and now they got the lead going into the half, and they have all the momentum.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Johnson. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Enough time to get one more snap before the half. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. A little wrinkle here as they go to the Wildcat and use the extra blocker. Mack has it. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. Oh, there's a loose football on the bad pitch. How in the world did the offense retain possession? That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. The Nittany Lions will kick it away first, and we'll start the 2nd half. Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Got his man downfield. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line.
Who says in the RPO pass game you can't throw anything vertically downfield, right? It doesn't all have to be screens and throws at the line of scrimmage. There's a good example of a quarterback pushing the ball vertically downfield after the play fake to the running back.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Toss to the left. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
A lot of times offenses will do the FIB, formation into the boundary, try to take advantage of you necessarily spreading out, sending more resources to the field, try to take advantage. Offense gave it a whirl, but the defense, they did not move. They did their assignments, got the TFL.
Mustangs now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Back to pass, it's Jennings. Fires to the wideout. It's complete. And a big-time grab there. Knocked down immediately, but not before he gets it to the 40.
Nice job by the quarterback, pre-snap and post-snap. He knew the defense was going to be playing zone coverage, and there was no doubt in his mind where he was going with that football.
There's the pressure. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
Well, you got to give this defense credit. They have hemmed him in all game. There has been nothing for this guy running the ball, whether it's been designed QB runs or on scrambles. And a nice job there with great effort. Taking the angles away, they're able to hone in on him and get him down for a massive loss on that sack.
The offense changing the play. Second down, they'll go to the air. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
You gotta love the aggressive nature this defense is playing with right now, and you're seeing the athletes and the dudes they've got up front. A sack on the last play, they hit the quarterback on this last one. Now third down, you know they're gonna be pinning their ears back.
And the Mustangs are way behind the sticks on this third and forever. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. On the run, deep down the right side. And he's got it inside the 20.
And that is such an accurate throw. It's one thing to do it from the pocket when you have your feet set underneath you. But when you can get outside, off schedule, on the move, and throw a dart like that, that is just big time. And the offense gets a huge explosive play.
To the red zone, and here they go. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window, and the intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Looking for a man, it's Jennings. Fires deep toward the end zone. Pass is broken up, incomplete as they were trying to strike for 6.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
They were on the move, but 2 straight incompletions had them staring at 3rd and 10. Might be changing the route. They just keep firing. Looking to the big tight end. For the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
There were a lot of people really excited about what this guy could do. Some were saying he could be an All-American, and he's proving them right. That's already his 2nd interception early in this college football season. Offenses are going to figure it out. They're going to stop throwing this guy's way. You just get in trouble when you try.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And his offense doesn't have much space to go backwards anymore. They've given that up, man. You got to be physical. You got to find a way to get this ball out of the area of your own end zone. You don't want to flirt with the safety, and that means being physical and get your back downhill, not going backwards.
They say tight ends are a quarterback's best friend in the pass game because think about it. The tight end's the guy lined up closest to the quarterback, which means generally those are the easiest throws a quarterback has. You saw it on that play.
The offense has it 1st and 10 from their own 20. Looking to throw, it's Allard. Under fire. He'll get rid of it. That one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
Well, I love the effort by the quarterback here. He extends the play. Nothing open right away. There's a little bit of pressure. He gets to the outside, tries to take a shot down the field, just not on the same page with his intended target.
Wants to fire on second down. Bring in the heat. He just throws it away, and I think the flag's going to be coming, and there it is. We make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And here's the 3rd interception of the night. Trying to take it back. Touchdown, Mustangs! How about this defense taking one back to the house?
How about the middle linebacker making a great play? Drops in his zone, eyes on the quarterback, sees the quarterback throw the football, breaks on it perfectly, steps in front, and takes it all the way to the house.
Extra point here will tie the game. And the extra point was good. No incident there, and we're tied up in the 3rd. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. LSU has the lead right now, but it hasn't come easy. They're in a tight one. They're up by a field goal over Miami. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Scanning the field, it's Allard. He's going for a big play downfield. And it's his 4th interception of the game. Just a short return, but that would have been icing on the cake. They've got it first down at the 42.
That QB might want to register as a 501c3. With the amount of donations he is making to the other team right now, interception number 4 now, putting his team in a bad position time and time again. We might want to start thinking about a change here.
Got a little space.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
He's loose. Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm always keeping track as a defensive coordinator of where they're running the football. You can see they ran it to the right. Do they like this matchup? Is the right side of their offensive line really good? I'm going to be paying attention to that because that's a big gain. I got to make sure I shut this down the next time they run.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
How frustrating is that? You're that running back. Where were you supposed to go? There was absolutely no lane for him on that play.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Starting to feel a little pressure. It's a running room. They get him stopped, but the big gain has him on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13. The Mustangs want to crank the tempo. Making side adjustments here. They're in the red zone and they'll pass it. Quarterback floating away from pressure. He just threw it away. The last thing you want to do is try to force something on 1st down in the red zone.
And I'm kind of surprised by this performance, man. The QB last week, you could tell, dude, he was in rhythm. He was good timing. You could tell the chemistry with receivers were good. And today, everything just looks off. And it looks hard. It looks difficult. They got to find a way to get back in the rhythm they were in last week.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Off the play fake. Now adjusting. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this 3rd period. Close enough to smell the goal line. With the run on 1st and goal. And they just tried to slam it in from the doorstep, but they went nowhere, and it'll be marked down at the 1.
Well, and you see the sense of urgency now going up, right, David, on defense here, creating a negative play with their backs up against the wall.
Everybody's selling out to stop the run. Nice job being aggressive by this defense.
They'll try it again from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Quarterback sneak, trying to get a push. Touchdown, SMU! And with that, they move out front here in the 4th.
It's just so nice to have a signal caller who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
They'll try to add another to their lead. The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. So that's a 59-yard touchdown drive. And it was finished off with the quarterback sneak. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Wide open spaces. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Dropping back, it's Aller. Time to take a shot. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there.
Well, talking to the coaching staff coming into tonight, they thought they had to have success throwing the football if they were going to win this game. And one of the biggest reasons why I'd say they're losing right now is because this guy still hasn't thrown a touchdown pass. The defense has been ready for the deep shots. They're ready yet again here late in the game. Nice job forcing that incompletion.
It's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Makes the catch. It's Hudson. They'll stop him short on 3rd down, in this defense trying to make sure they stay on top. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. The decision to go for it does not pan out.
Yeah, and see, I have no problem being aggressive near midfield. I got no problem whatsoever. You get stuff, but I think you have to show your team, like, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to continue to try to make it, even in the second half when things are getting tight.
They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. Got the first down and still on his feet. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off the game clock as they can before snapping it. You've got to start thinking about using some of those timeouts.
Makes the grab. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with the lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. You know, they have to be aggressive because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to get stops. Nice job throwing the football.
Here's the give off the left side. Touchdown, Mustang! And they add 6 more on the board with that trip to the house.
I I like the aggressive play calling by the offensive coordinator on that drive as well. There are a lot of coaches that would have played it very conservative, very close to the vest, run the ball, and punt it away, count on your defense, not this guy. He was going to take some shots, count on his own guys to get it done, and now with that touchdown late, they've got a 2-possession lead.
And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the fourth. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking downfield, it's Aller. Here's the heat. And here's the 5th interception by this quarterback. And a sensational return, and they finally stop him inside the 15.
Some guys just have a knack of finding the football, and he is one of them. Like, you can just tell when the ball's in the air, he's like, that is mine. His second big game-changing play in this football game.
Give to the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. He'll keep it himself. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away.
And into the end zone, and he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, SMU!
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the fourth. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. To the air on first down. Shoots it to the left. Rolls it in. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49.
Well, if you could give a helmet sticker to this defensive coaching staff, they would get one because of the plan they've had for this guy at wide receiver. He is one of the best in the entire country with his speed and his athleticism, but they have had a plan for him. Whether it's man coverage, zone, they've been able to double him, they've been able to change up the looks, and they have not been able to get him involved in the game, and that's why they're going to win this one.
Pressure coming. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time. And I know this football game is over, but we got to keep fighting. We got to keep finding something, some kind of rhythm in this offense, something we can hang our hat on that we do really, really well. Listen, the intermediate passing game like this has taken over college football, short to intermediate. So if they can find some of this, it'll help their offense moving forward.
Well, the defense really stepped up in this game. They knew they had to slow down this passing attack. They knew they had some matchups they were going to have to win one-on-one. They've been able to do that, and as a result, they haven't allowed 200 passing yards in this game.
Will not get there. A fourth down stop.
And I get it. That's for pride's sake. This game's over. Like, I know you're down and you try to mount drives, and sometimes you can try to get young guys in the game at this point. But now, you're just fighting for pride and just letting them try not to get any more points in this one.
First snap of this drive will come from the 46. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5.
You see all this movement in football now. All the stem, the defensive line, they're sliding right before the snap, creating confusion for the offensive line. Then they're moving back and stunting. Really good job by the defense. Continue to move, continue to stunt, continue to get in the back.
Oh, a lot of space. Oh, he's got some space. And he glides into the end zone easily, but this one might be coming back. So the O-lineman got a little too far downfield. It wipes out the touchdown, and they'll back it up 5. Ready to fire from the pistol. Back to throw, it's Jennings. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. Finds a spot down the gut of the knee. Off and running. Touchdown, Mustangs. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
To tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is good. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Oklahoma rolled to a victory, and after putting up this kind of win, there has to be some Heisman buzz around a program that produced 4 winners of the award between 2003 and 2018. All that speculation all week, and now we know. Something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. From the gun, running back on the move.
Well, I think the offense at this point now, they're just trying to limit the damage. They want to get out of here and move on, turn the page to the next game because things just have not been going their way, throwing or running the football.
Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. He just couldn't hold his water long enough at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a penalty. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Let's see what call they have on 3rd and long from the 28. From the gun, wants to pass. Here's a throw downfield late. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
At this point of the game in the 4th quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Direct snap. Wildcat created an alley, picked up a few, still some work to do for the first down. Timeout on the field and 4 ticks left to go. And here we go, final play of the game right here. Snap to the back. Pocket breaking down. Final pass falls to the turf, and that'll be the ball game. Both of these teams are high-caliber squads, but it sort of felt as if these guys had something to prove today, and man, did they go out and do it.
Man, they proved it, and they proved they were better. They thought they were better coming in. We were talking to them. They had a lot of confidence. They said, we're not ranked as high as we should be, and now they just showed the whole world. This squad is for real. We're going to be discussing them in the playoffs in the future, and they made a statement today, Palmer.
Yeah, that's the thing, David. To me, after watching that absolute beatdown, you can't help but think to yourself, this is a college football playoff caliber team.